Hey everyone, this is Austin Bach recording a Battle for Zendikar draft on Magic Online. We've got our opening pack here, and looks like I'm going to be taking a Grip of Desolation. It's one of the better uncommons. It's consistently overperformed, and there's nothing better at common or rare or uncommon that I'd want to take. At common, there's a couple decent cards. There's a Nettle Drone, a Sheer Drop, Kozilek's Channeler, sort of above average commons, but none of them nearly as good as Grip of Desolation, so pretty happy to take that here. Basically, my philosophy with Battle for Zendikar draft lately is I've been trying to avoid green and white at pretty much any cost. Green in particular. White I'm fine with if I'm in like the blue-white Awaken deck, but I've really not enjoyed drafting white lately. Alright. Alright, little lag there. We've got a complete disregard and a foil complete disregard. That's kind of interesting. I guess I might as well take the foil if I'm going to take one of those. Next best card is Snapping Gnarlid, which is the best green common by a mile and a half, but like I said, don't really want to be drafting green, especially after following it up, if I would be following it up with a black card, or if it's coming after a black card rather, because green-black is definitely not an archetype I want to be in. But yeah, pretty happy with 2 premium removal spells, and see where that takes us. It does suck that we have to pass a complete disregard, sending a sort of a black signal to our left, but not very worried about that. Okay, we've got some options. Carrier Thrall is a decent card. I wouldn't be super happy taking it this early, but I'm not unhappy having it in my deck pretty much ever at any point. Myers Malice is fine. Those are the only 2 black cards on my radar, and I don't really want to take them this early, so we might want to branch out here. So there's a Cloud Manta, which has performed pretty well for me so far. There's also a Nettle Drone, which I think is what I'm going to take here. We've taken 2 Devoid cards already, so it's already looking like Nettle Drone's going to be really good if we go into the red-black Devoid deck. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. The safer pick would be Carrier Thrall, but Nettle Drone's just so much more powerful, and if we end up in red-black, we're going to want as many Nettle Drones as we can get our hands on. This is an interesting one. Catacomb Sifter's good, but it's in the worst color combination, as I said. Could be a signal that it's open, so that's something to consider. Other places we can go, Colostrian Night Watch, if we end up in the black-white life gain deck, that would be something we'd want. Like if we ignored the Nettle Drone for the time being, we've got just 2 solid removal spells, we could easily move into that deck if it's open. Yeah, the Sifter's a much bigger signal, but I do like Colostrian Night Watch a lot. And I think I'm just going to stick to my guns and not draft green if possible. Catacomb Sifter, it's not like it's an insane bomb, it's just very good. I really don't want to be green-black. Nothing really stands out to me here. Stone Fury I like. Looks like it's what I'm going to take here. McKinty Slide Runner is also fine, but I'm not excited by it. Stone Fury is just very good removal. And other than that, there's like a Blighted Cataract, I guess. Skyrider Elf. I see those pretty late. There's rarely more than one Converge drafter at a table. So yeah, between McKinty Slide Runner and Stone Fury, I just like Stone Fury a lot more. Alright. Valakut Predator is really good. You don't really need to be in the landfall deck for it to be good, it's just a 4/4 on offense. So I'm looking at that. There's also a Culling Drone, which is fine, not exciting. Valakut Invoker is also good, but worse than the Predator, in my opinion. And then there's some good green cards, but as I said, I'm staying away from green like the plague. Another Stone Fury, you say? I think I'll take that here. There's also a Dominator Drone, which is decent, but not in love with it. Don't wanna glut my deck with too many expensive cards, especially because red-black tends to want to be more aggressive. But Stone Fury is just premium removal spell, and I'm happy to have another one of those. So between the 2 Stone Furies and the Grip, we're going to have a good answer to pretty much everything that our opponents throw at us. Kozilek's Channeler, I guess, can help us cast our more expensive spells multiple times in a turn later in the game. And we wield another one. Don't know if I love starting with 5/5 drops in my first pack, but I think it's still the pick here, considering there's nothing else I would want. Swarm Surge, haven't loved it. If we end up in like an all colorless deck, it could be okay, but it doesn't look like the direction we're headed right now. Transgress the Mind I actually like quite a bit. Definitely not taking Demon's Grasp when I already have a ton of 5 and 6 drop premium removal. But yeah, I like Transgress the Mind quite a bit. I think it's pretty underrated. It always trades up in value. Mars Malice might play it, probably won't. Ooh, Grave Birthing. I like this card a lot. It's just instant speed Elvish Visionary that also enables your processors. So yeah, kind of a weird start to the red-black deck, assuming we stay red-black. But we've got a pretty good start to one, I guess. Sure, Looming Spires, why not? Blighted Fen, I've not loved, actually, but I might play it, so... Yeah, I'm not quite sure where our deck wants to go yet, but I'm just going to keep taking good cards in my colors and see what happens. Alright, so we opened another very good black-green card, which is a shame. Brood Butcher, pretty solid card. We could have gone down the Catacomb Sifter route and probably had a pretty good deck, but I feel pretty comfortable being in red all the same. Red seemed to be pretty open as well. However, this pack is pretty bad for us. There's nothing I really want. I guess Sludge Crawler is the only card that really stands out to me. Like, other than that, there's like a Devastator, which I definitely don't want to first pick out of a pack. And, like, not taking Geyser Field Stalker for sure. So yeah, I guess it's just Sludge Crawler. It's just pretty disappointing first pick. It's a fine card. It can enable your processors or whatever you get, and it's colorless, so we can try to make something work with it, but definitely not happy having to first pick it. This pack's similarly disappointing. Bane of Balagad is a solid card. The thing with the Eldrazi is, you don't really need to take them that early, because if you really want to have one in your deck, like 1 or 2, you can usually get them in the middle to late parts of the pack. That being said, there's nothing else I want in this pack. Shatterskull Recruit is fine, but we already have a lot of good 5-drops, and if I'm going to be taking an expensive card, I'd rather have one that has a huge game-breaking effect like this. So I guess I'll just take that. I guess it's a way to utilize my channelers for something. Yeah, I really wish I could be taking, 2 and 3 drop more aggressive options, but it doesn't seem to be where the packs are taking us so far, so I'll just keep rolling with the punches, I suppose. Pack also quite bad for us. It's been a very unfortunate pack so far. There's a Dominator Drone, which is not very exciting. We haven't really taken much that works with the Nettle Drone, just like some incidental... I guess now that I think about it, we've got quite a few incidentally colorless cards. Like, the only colored cards we have are the Valakut Predator and the 2 Stone Furies. Not that many colorless creatures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the Channelers and the Balagad aren't going to work that well with the Dominator Drone because they come down later. But I guess it's fine. It's a Clutch of Currents, which is clearly the best card in this pack, but not really near us, unfortunately. Yep, guess I'll just take Dominator Drone, and hopefully we get some more aggressive options so we can make it better. Well, still not going exactly the way we'd want it to. Guess I'm taking another Bane of Balagad, which is not where you want to be. It's a Belligerent Whiptail, which is fine. We don't have any 4-drops yet, so it would kind of fill out our curve, but it's just not a card that excites me very much. So I might as well just go big or go home, because I guess it's looking like the way we're going to win our games so far. yeah, once again, I'll just take the only playable on-color card that we've seen so far. Really need to pick up some bears at some point, just like culling drones and Forerunner of Slaughter would be pretty nice, I guess. Even just McKindy Slide Runners, anything with 2 power for 2 or less mana. We just want to get on the board and start, developing our board state so we don't fall behind, and then so we can take over with our expensive stuff. So our late game is looking pretty good. It's just the early game I'm worried about right now. Hey, look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Forerunner of Slaughter. Clearly we're the only deck that would want it, so I'm not surprised to see it this late, but it's a welcome gift. It's also a Reckless Cohort, which I would have been pretty unhappy to have to play, so I'm glad that came around. Ooh, Titan's Presence, that's pretty solid. We've got a good number of colorless creatures already. We've got the 2 Channelers, the 2 Bane of Balagads, Nettle Drone, Dominator Drone, Forerunner. We should be able to pretty consistently make this Hero's Downfall, if you will. So I'm a fan. Hopefully we're going to be able to fill out our deck with lots more colorless cards, other than just filling out our curve. So yeah. Ooh, wow. Some powerful cards still in this pack. I think I prefer the second Predator to the first Invoker, just because, like I said, I think it's a much better card. Invoker's way better in the late game, but I'm not worried about my late game. I'd rather just take the card that can apply pressure and make it that much more likely that our late game can carry the day. Definitely don't care about any of these cards. I'm not playing the second Sure Strike. Don't even know if I'm playing the first. Mortuary Mire, I guess, even though I've been pretty off that card lately. I don't think it's very good. I've never felt good actually using it. I mean, I guess it'll be good if we can get back a Bane of Balagad, but it's not even that game-breaking. Do I care much about these cards? Not really. Whiptail, probably still not going to play it. Alright, so that pack started very poorly for us, but we ended up getting some good cards. Forerunner, Titan's Presence, Valakut Predator. So this pack, I just want to get some more 2-drops. What else do I want? Maybe one more good removal spell. And just, fill out our deck with some colorless cards to get our synergy going, because we've definitely got the power. Alright, nothing really left, so I'm just going to go ahead and pause here, and we'll be back for pack number 3.